Now before we get started progressing your pull-ups and chin-ups, let's be clear. It's important that your foundational exercise technique is correct before trying to build upon bad form. So if you haven't done so already, be sure to check out our video on how to do pull-ups and chin-ups properly so you can avoid the 6 big mistakes and rectify your weak points. It's worth noting here too that we'll be primarily demonstrating the conventional shoulder width grip pull-up on a bar in this video where the bar touches the chest. And this is due to the high transferability of this pull-up variation to other exercises such as a bar muscle up. However, with that said, you can use the references to pull-ups and chin-ups interchangeably in this video because the advice and progression guidelines generally apply to all other variations of pull-ups and chin-ups. In fact, it's highly recommended that over time you develop your strength in different pull-up and chin-up variations for more well-rounded strength. Simply change the orientation of your hands, the width of the grip, and the apparatus as required. For now, while you're starting out and trying to reach new thresholds, it's best to stick with a specific variation of the pull-up or chin-up for each training phase in this tutorial. This will keep your progress more consistent and easier to measure. Now let's get into the progression methods and the specific exercises you'll need to increase your pull-ups and chin-ups. During this first phase, you'll be doing the same workout twice per week, 3 to 4 days apart, and focusing on 3 exercises. Negative pull-ups, band-assisted pull-ups, and inverted rows. Let's start with the first exercise, negative pull-ups. Negatives, or eccentrics as they're often called, are one of the best ways to increase strength for movements that you cannot perform yet because your muscles are naturally stronger when lengthening than they are when shortening against resistance. During negative pull-ups, it is especially important though that you keep the descent even, i.e. the same speed at each part of the range of motion. It's really important too to focus on activating your lats and upper back muscles as much as possible when performing negative reps. It's also essential that you don't cheat whilst performing negatives, and you should ensure that your chest touches the bar at the top and you go all the way down to the full hang at the bottom of every rep. If bodyweight negatives are too hard at first, you can use a resistance band to build up to bodyweight reps. Just ensure that the band is lighter than what you'd use for band-assisted pull-ups, which is the exercise you'll perform next in this phase 1 workout. Band-assisted pull-ups are a great way to develop your pull-ups progressively through both the concentric and eccentric portions of the exercise. For this exercise, you're going to work your way through various thicknesses of bands until you reach 10 reps across 3 sets. i.e. once you can do 3 sets of 10 reps on a particular resistance band, it's time to trade it for a slightly thinner band to make the exercise harder, so that only 8 reps or so are achievable. You'll then build up your reps to 10 again and keep repeating the process while progressing through lighter and lighter resistance bands. For better transfer to the recommended straight body pull-up and muscle up, place the band around your feet and not your knees. The inverted row is a great assistance exercise for pull-up development. This exercise mimics the pull-up in a lot of ways and works in middle traps, core, lats, and arms with a good amount of transfer benefit to the pull-up. To do this exercise correctly, ensure you keep a straight body from neck to ankle while ensuring that your glutes and abs are contracted so that you don't dip or slouch at all during the exercise. To initiate the movement, squeeze your shoulder blades down and together to engage your upper back muscles, then pull yourself up to the implement you're hanging from with your arms kept close to your sides. Ensure you use a full range of motion with your hands coming close to your chest at the top of every rep. Using a plate or something else to wedge your feet against and stop you from sliding is also essential with this exercise. Doing reps in a more upright and standing position are easier, and you should move more horizontal to make the exercise more difficult over time. With that said, make sure you note down your trunk angle, or better still take a video recording so that you can keep tabs on your level of progress. Once you can do 12 reps with your body angled closer to horizontal than vertical from the floor, it's time to move your feet to an elevated position at roughly knee height, where your body is close to horizontal. From here, you can then progress to a somewhat declined starting position, where the body is completely horizontal at the top of each repetition. For best results and to make sure this exercise transfers better, remember to match your grip on the inverted row to the same one you're using for the chin-up or pull-up variation you are trying to improve. Now let's go over the phase 1 workouts and progression guidelines to reach 3 full bodyweight pull-ups in a row. If you can already do a few pull-ups in a row with good form and no cheating, but you can't do 10 in a row, then you can skip ahead to phase 2. If you can do more than 10 pull-ups with good form, then skip ahead to phase 3. The first exercise in the phase 1 workouts is negatives or banded negative pull-ups. With this exercise, you'll start with method A, B, C or D based on your level of progress. Method A is 3 sets of 2 reps with an 8-second negative. Method B is 3 sets of 3 reps with a 6-second negative. Method C is 4 sets of 2 reps with an 8-second negative. And method D is 4 sets of 3 reps with a 6-second negative. If you cannot do the required negative lowering times across most of the sets and reps, then you need to regress to the appropriate method. Make sure you take 2 to 3 minutes rest between sets and use a resistance band appropriate to the hold time target if you cannot execute the negative reps with just your body weight. Progress to lighter bands and eventually body weight once you can hit the target hold times. The Gym Boss app is also very useful here for timing your negative reps. This app is available for free on both the Apple and Google Play Store. The second exercise in the phase 1 workouts is banded pull-ups. For this exercise, you'll want to perform 2 sets of 8 to 10 reps, utilizing the appropriate bands for the prescribed rep range without going to muscular failure. If you can perform more than 10 reps across all sets, you need to use a lighter band and build your reps up to 10 again each set and keep repeating the process. The third exercise in the phase 1 workouts is inverted rows. For this exercise, you'll perform 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps, utilizing an appropriate body angle for the rep range without going to muscular failure. If you can perform more than 12 reps across all sets, you need to adjust your body to a harder angle and build your reps up to 12 again each set and keep repeating the process. Keep executing this first phase of workouts until you can do 3 full body weight pull-ups in a row with good form and no cheating. You should also be able to perform 8 inverted rows with your feet elevated and your body completely horizontal and parallel to the floor at the top of each rep. Once you've reached these benchmarks with good exercise technique, it's time to move on to the phase 2 and work your way up to 10 bodyweight pull-ups in a row. During this second phase, you'll be doing the same workout twice per week, 3 to 4 days apart, or every 4 to 5 days depending on your recovery. You'll do the same session each time that focuses on 2 exercises, namely bodyweight pull-ups and horizontal inverted rows. The goal of this phase with your pull-ups is to eventually perform a total of 30 bodyweight pull-ups across 4 sets with only 2 minutes rest between your sets, i.e. 6 minutes total rest. Your aim is to build up your bodyweight reps each set but not go to muscular failure in the process. Once you can perform as many bodyweight reps as you can short of failure, you'll then use negative reps of 8 seconds to make up for any full reps you cannot initially perform short of the 30 rep target. Here is an example to better explain this. As you can see, the full bodyweight reps are in green and the negative reps are in red. You'll start out performing multiple sets with less reps and more negatives, and over time, you'll progressively increase how many reps you can achieve in a row short of failure while decreasing negative reps to 0. At this point, it'll be a matter of decreasing your sets and overall rest time until you can reach a total of 30 reps across 4 sets with only 6 minutes rest in between. When starting out, take 2 to 3 minutes rest between sets and don't go to muscular failure at any stage, as this will seriously nullify how many total reps you can perform in subsequent sets. Be patient with this phase and remember that even 1 extra bodyweight rep each workout is progress. Again, use the Gym Boss app for timing your negative reps where required. The goal in this second phase with your second exercise, which is the inverted rows, is to eventually perform a total of 45 bodyweight reps with the feet elevated and the body horizontal at the top of each rep. These 45 reps should be accomplished across 3 sets with only 2 minutes rest between, i.e. 4 minutes total rest. To achieve this, you'll need to follow a similar process to your pull-ups and go from multiple sets with small amounts of reps to less sets with higher amounts of reps, keeping your rest breaks between 2 to 3 minutes in length in the process. Again, you want to build up your reps each set, but not to the point of muscular failure. You should be able to execute all your reps in this exercise with the feet elevated and your body parallel to the floor at the top of each rep. Even in your first workout, if you cannot achieve this, you need to go back to phase 1 and do it properly. Keep executing this second phase of workouts until you can do 10 full bodyweight pull-ups in a row and 45 reps across 3 sets with your inverted rows with the feet elevated. As always, do these exercises with good form and no cheating. And once you reach these benchmarks, it's time to move on to phase 3 and work your way up to 20 bodyweight pull-ups in a row. During this third phase, you'll alternate between 2 workouts per week, 3 to 4 days apart, or every 4 to 5 days depending on your recovery. One workout will be focused on volume, while the other one will be focused more on intensity. As always, it is important to be explosive with your reps when pulling yourself up to the bar, but in this phase it is especially important. It's also important too, though, that you still possess control of the movement and avoid cheating. In this phase, you'll be focusing on 2 exercises: bodyweight pull-ups and horizontal inverted rows. But this time around, we're also going to use external load and isometrics with both these exercises to break through strength plateaus and reach 20 pull-ups in a row. To apply external load, this can be done with a dip belt and weight plates or a dumbbell between the feet for pull-ups. And as for inverted rows, place a weight plate on your stomach and chest. Also, a weighted vest also works well for both exercises if you have access to one. When it comes to the isometric holds, make sure you're fully contracted and holding the top position of the exercise where your chest is touching the bar. Do this for as long as you can until you build up to 60 seconds. When you can't keep your chest on the bar for both pull-ups and rows, the set is finished and you need to record your time and improve on this slightly in subsequent sessions. Now here is what all this looks like for phase 3. The first session of the week will be focused on volume, with more pull-ups performed in less sets, while the rows will be performed with more sets and less reps but at a higher intensity with external loading. The second workout of the week will be in reverse, with pull-ups performed with external loading and less reps and more sets, while the rows will be performed with higher reps across less sets with no added load. This will be the format of all the sessions across the 4 weeks, with the reps, loads and hold times increasing over time. Regarding variance in the external loading parameters, this is to account for differences in body weight. If you weigh more and you're on the heavier side, say 100 kilos to 220 pounds, you'll need to opt for the higher side of the external loading. If you're on the lighter side and you say sub 70 kilos or 155 pounds, then you'll need to lean towards the lower end of the spectrum for each relevant prescription for each phase. If you cannot hit the prescribed numbers for a workout, you'll need to keep repeating that week until you reach your targets. Again, if you're not hitting your targets, you may need to take more recovery time between sessions. If you've executed this third phase of workouts correctly, then congratulations. You've just joined a very small percentage of people on the planet who can do 20 pull-ups in a row without rest. If you've found any phases we've covered to be problematic in terms of overuse injuries and recovery, then remember to take the time to stretch the target areas. This should be done regardless of your recovery ability and be performed after your sessions or on rest days for the main muscle groups and areas of the body that you've been overloading, particularly the lats, forearms, and elbow flexors. It would also pay for you to do some massage or trigger point work on the same areas. For more guidance on these, grab your free copy of our Ultimate Stretching Guide by the details in the description to this video. If you're doing all this and you're still stagnating with your progress, you may not have the best recovery and might need to have extra rest between your workouts as previously recommended. If this is you, experiment with 4 to 5 days recovery between your workouts so you can better attack each workout when you're fully recovered. Although this program aims to get you to 20 bodyweight pull-ups as quickly as possible, you do need to be patient and not skip the required steps and recommendations to getting to your goal. You also need to not overdo it and try to add too much extra along the way. If you're curious to know which other exercises are effective for improving your pull-ups and chin-ups and which ones are not, then make sure you check out our video titled Pull-Up Assistance Exercises. The link is in the description below. Apart from inverted rows, there are some other good exercises that will complement your pull-up progress. These mainly center around correcting posture, proper muscular activation, and movement control. For this reason, we recommend that you do a proper warm-up routine prior to your workouts that is specific to the chin-up and pull-up. The routine I'm about to provide you with will work on the common weak points that are also covered in our video, how to do chin-ups and pull-ups properly. I recommend you do the following routine twice through prior to your pull-up and chin-up training. You now have the tools and a solid plan to take your chin-ups and pull-ups to the next level. Along with the awesome upper body strength gains, you'll also notice some great development in your upper back and your arms. I'm excited to hear about the results you got from this program, so make sure you comment below and update us with your progress. Tap the like button and subscribe if you got a lot out of this video, and remember to read the description below so you don't miss out on any of our bonus information, including training programs, nutrition plans, and other great resources. Thanks, and see you next time.